Michael, Riot teases new playable experiences in the Valorant universe. Tom Ivan over at BGC. Riot Games has teased plans for new playable experiences in the Valorant universe. Speaking at Unreal Fest this week, Valorant studio head Anna Donlin said the game is currently on version 4.27 of Epic's Unreal Engine, but that will be transitioning to Unreal Engine 5. Quote, "We have squeezed literally every ounce of everything we could out of Unreal 4. So now we're making the move to Unreal Engine 5. That is not an easy feat when your game is a live service game, but it's a necessary for sure. And this upgrade is not going to significantly change how Valorant looks or performs, at least not right away. But here's what I can say. There are many developers back at Riot who are incredibly grateful for what Unreal has allowed us to do for our players, and there are many developers back at Riot who are very excited about what Unreal Engine 5 can do for us in the future." End quote. Quote, "Maybe those devs are working on something I can't talk about. Maybe those devs are thinking about ways to expand the Valorant universe into new playable experiences. Maybe we feel very fortunate to have everything Unreal Engine 5 can offer to at our disposal, and maybe," dude, there's a lot of maybes here. we feel super stoked that because we chose Unreal for Valorant, we can move our devs around and our tech around and everything around really, really easily to explore those totally hypothetical new playable experiences."
Oh my god.
So maybe, dude, again, you'll see what.
I don't even know if it's coming at this point. Maybe.
So maybe me or someone else from the team up here in the future with a very different sort of presentation. Oh man. So Valorant obviously not going to change in looks because it's very stylized to start with, right?
Yep.
I think they have accomplished what they're after when it comes to Unreal Engine 4, and then when you get into Unreal Engine 5, dude, it's not gonna be much prettier, right? It'll run smoother. They're just looking to do other things to expand. Everybody now is transitioning. Like one of my favorite games I talk about all the time on here, Predecessor, right? They were on Unreal Engine 4, and then they're like, well, for us to then really keep this game alive, we have to transition to Unreal Engine 5. Riot's no different. They're doing the exact same thing here because it is important to make sure you keep a live service game going forward, and they can't do that staying behind the times with the last engine. So it's now time to move into Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, I mean, Valorant's kind of settled into their niche in that sort of competitive round-based shooter right up there with Counter-Strike and the like. So yeah, I'd be curious to see, maybe, as the key word of the day is, what they have in store. I'm curious. Different modes would be interesting if they're going to get maybe into that more hero shooter, push the cart mode, if that's something they're looking at, right? I'm trying to think what else these new playable modes could be. As a League of Legends fan, and people can tell you, they don't really always branch out. Once they have their bread and butter like they do with League, there are not really many modes that came out, a couple seasonal modes here and there. So I'm curious what they have in store. They've kind of settled in their niche. I do think they maybe quieted down in popularity, so this could be one of those maybe to kind of re-season that, because I do think that competitive shooter genre is really up in the air. Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, they all have their problems. The players of those games will admit it. So maybe Valorant's trying to come in and really crush that market. But I'm excited. They had new modes. I'm not a big competitive shooter guy. I don't like the round-based. I don't like having one life. So if they had something new, I'd go back in.